Alright, so it is 1:15 a.m. on Thursday, July 2nd. I just finished packing and getting ready and doing everything I need to do. So I'm headed to Mark's house. The taxi comes at 3:45. Hopefully I can take an hour nap at his house, but I'm not sleeping here. So I'm saying goodbye to my kitty. He's in good hands, and I know he'll be okay, because my friends are watching him. But I think he knows I'm leaving and he's sad. But he'll be okay. We're in Richmond, California now. We just took the, what train is it called? BART from the San Francisco airport to here. Now we have to take an Amtrak from here to Merced, where we're staying tonight. And then in the morning we'll be taking the bus to Yosemite. Do I have that all right? That's it. On the Amtrak train right now, headed to Merced. We are now on the bus, headed into Yosemite to the visitor center. At Vernal Falls, we're on a day hike. Merced River.
This is our backcountry campground the night before we are about to start our trip south to Mount Whitney.
Let's go. Okay, so this is our final stretch of transportation, and we'll be at our starting point for our 15-day backpacking trip. We've taken a taxi, we've taken buses, we've taken trains, airplanes, well, one airplane. Now we're taking a 2-hour bus ride from where we camped out last night here in Yosemite Village to say it, Mark?
We're going to the May Lake Trailhead.
To the May Lake Trailhead, where we'll be starting, doing a day on that, and then eventually we'll hook up with the Muir Trail. I'm happy now. This is my last good coffee that I have, so that's exciting. After that I just have powder coffee, which I have no idea how it's going to taste. Our 200 plus mile adventure now. We just hiked 2 miles from the bus stop, so we're going to May Lake, and then eventually tonight we're going to be at Glen Allen. That's where we're camping, and that's where we're going to actually hook up to the Muir Trail, and eventually we'll be ending up at Mount Whitney. Anything to say, Mark?
No, I don't.
Yes, you do. You have to. Your thoughts on the matter? I've never backpacked this far. The furthest I've gone is 60 miles, so I'm hoping I make it. Pretty sure I will. If I don't, and someone finds the phone, hopefully someone will take good care of Radek while I'm gone.
So we're getting ready to start our 200-mile trek. We're going to pass through Yosemite, go through John Muir Wilderness, Ansel Adams Wilderness, Muir National Forest, Sequoia, and Kings Canyon National Forest. Never quite done anything like this, but I'm excited.
Mark, do you have anything to add now? By the way, that was Sue, Mark, and Mike.
I don't have anything to add.
Okay.
I'll be happier to stay in a campsite tonight where there's not a million people.
The food situation, our food shipments.
Oh, that food.
Yeah.
Well, we mailed food to 2 different stops along the way.
Which are?
be Red Meadow Lake and John Muir Ranch, or Muir Ranch.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're at May Lake. This is my first plunge into a lake. A lot warmer than at Glacier
Just
National
do
Park
it.
or the Rockies. Give me a countdown.
3, 2, 1. I thought you said it was warm.
Huh?
I thought you said it was warm.
I can't hear you.
I thought you said it was warm.
Yeah, but it's not warm. It's like warm. Walking up to where we're going to be camping tonight. It's Glen Allen is what it's called. And it looks like it's going to be beautiful. You got this view on this side. And we got big waterfall on that side. We're at our campsite here at Glen Allen, it's called. It's beautiful here. This is our view from our tent. And we have this stream. Nice and peaceful. For a swim here, it's really beautiful. The water is not terribly cold. It's really, really nice. I don't think this can really show what it's actually like here, but it's really beautiful.
We're near our campsite at Glen Allen, first night of our trek. We're at this waterfall here. I'll go this way. Michael will show you the rest.
Thanks. On the other side of that bridge over there is the waterfall we just swam in. So he's got 2 cups of water in there. What's your dinner tonight, Mark?
I am having Jamaican style jerk rice with chicken.
I'm having chicken Alfredo fettuccine or something like that. I don't even know. So yeah, you put the 2 cups of boiling water and let it sit there for how long? 7 minutes, depends.
Who's watching these videos?
And then some people who are going to be watching this will have no idea what we do. But that's
this
it.
Is what we do.
This is what we do. So this is our view right by our campsite. There we go. As you can see, there's a lot of people up here. Pretty awesome. Site at 7:45-ish. So we're on the trail, headed to Tuolumne Village, which is a touristy spot. We're gonna be able to eat lunch there. So we have a 5-point-something mile hike to get there. Go ahead, show them the waterfall. We're gonna be hiking along this river for a few miles, I guess.
Alright, we just finished our second day on the trail. This is our campsite here. We're having a campfire. So it was a long day of hiking today, about 15 miles. But so far so good.
15 miles, almost all at a gradual uphill. or on a gradual incline.
So I'm definitely excited to be doing this, since it's an idea that I've had in the back of my head for 3 or 4 years now. So.
Do you think you're going to make it?
Yes.
I don't know if I'm going to make it.
All right.
Let's see, what do I have to add to that? It was a good and bad day. The beginning part was not really nice. We were looking at Cathedral Peak, is it? Or Cathedral? Yeah, that was really nice. 5 miles from our campsite. Then we got to Tuolumne
Meadows.
where there was a bar, where there was a grill.
Little problem with the fire.
I was able to get a delicious cheeseburger with fries that were also delicious, and a fruit cup that was delicious, and iced coffee that was delicious. Unfortunately, my cell phone died on me, and so that was the unfortunate part of the day. And then it rained for about 15 minutes, but that was just whatever. Anything to add?
No, good day.
All right. All right, here we are now at Donahue Pass. Here comes Michael and Sue. Donahue Pass is about approximately 11,000 feet. We had a solid 4-mile climb to get to this point. Right now we're looking back towards Lyell Canyon, which you can't really see because it's kind of over the hump there in front of you. And if I go around this way, this is looking towards Thousand Islands Pass, which we'll be heading to next.
I didn't have 33 pounds on my back. I could have sprinted up that hill. You know?
Okay, so now this spot, Donahue Pass, marks the end of our trip through Yosemite National Park, and now we'll be heading into the Ansel Adams Wilderness, which should be awesome.
Freaking awesome.
We just came down from Island Pass. Here we are at Thousand Islands Lake. It doesn't seem like there's really 1,000 islands, but there's a lot of them. All right, and that's where we'll be camping tonight. All right, this is our campsite at Thousand Islands Lake. As you can see, it's a pretty sort of prime campsite. I think Michael has some words.
37 miles done. How many more to go? Do the math.
Minus 211.
My feet are finally happy in sandals. My feet hurt. Do your feet hurt, Mark?
Yeah, or yes. All right.
We are coming up towards Garnet Lake. We just hiked about 1.9 miles to get here. It is Tuesday, July 7th on our 4th day on the trail. So we're about to take a dip in this lake. The mountain that we're looking at is on the opposite side, or where the lake is on the opposite side of that mountain as we were on last night. Getting a little scruffy because it's day 4, but it's all good.
at Reds Meadow Resort. This is where we'll be camping on the 4th day of our John Muir Trail adventure. Today we started at Thousand Islands Lake,
which was beautiful.
We hiked past a number of awesome lakes. It was a long hike here today.
Yeah, well, that's like an understatement. 15 miles, up, down, mostly up, then a lot of down.
That from Shadow Lake or Gladys Lake to basically close to Red Meadow Resort, there's no water. So
That was a problem.
but it was just a long day of hiking. But we're happy
So
to
now,
be having an IPA here.
yeah, we're here at Red Meadows Resort, which is not like a resort like you would know. It's more like some huts.
Rustic.
It's a very rustic resort, but we were able to get food. We resupplied. We have a bucket of food that's here now. Luckily it came. We had a good dinner with some good beers.
Double cheeseburger.
We're a little tired though. Achy, right?
Yes. All right, we're doing a 360 video here because Michael says it's insanely beautiful.
Yes.
Okay.
Insanely beautiful.
It's kind of weird because there seems like there's storms all around us, but there's light shining on some mountains, and
All right, this is a couple we keep bumping into on the trail. Do you have anything to say about this?
Yeah, we're Floris and Caroline. We're from Belgium,
Cool.
and we're doing the trail until Vermilion. We started in Yosemite. For me, it's the second time that I do the trail. It's her first time. And we came here especially for the good weather, which we don't have every day, but
Not so great, but still enjoying it very much.
Yeah.
And
Haven't
looking
seen-
forward to the last couple days, and then afterwards road tripping through America.
Well, it's been nice bumping into you on the trail. We're at Lake Virginia. It was a long day today, 15 miles. I felt good the first half, and then the second half not so good. My feet hurt. Feels like needles are being stuck in them. My thigh, it feels like a truck drove into. But it's okay. Wine makes it all better, and this view is amazing. Another amazing night here. We left the Ansel Adams Wilderness and are now in the John Muir Wilderness. What would you like to add to it?
had a little bit of weather to deal with today, as it seems like it's very odd here. It seems like there's thunderstorms are always around, but they never seem to really hit you that hard. But it kind of was threatened for a couple hours. We had some drizzling on and off, but now it's cleared up and should be another great night here in the John Muir Wilderness.
It's a bit colder tonight than it's been. I think Sue may have gone back up to the tent and might be hiding in her sleeping bag, but I'm not sure where she went. It looked like snow.
Okay, this is morning of day 6 at Lake Virginia. As you might see, we had a bit of a storm last night that left us with all of this hail.
We thought it was just pouring all night.
It was quite a rainstorm. Our tent mostly kept us dry, but now the ground is covered with hail.
And we didn't sleep much.
Alright.
Alright, day 7. We'll have to backtrack because we didn't do much documenting yesterday because of the rain, snow, sleet. Yeah, I don't know. I think you'll be able to hear it. We're on a boat right now from Vermilion Valley Resort back to the John Muir Trail. It's day 7. Beautiful view on the lake.
Here we are on day 7 of our journey. Had a pretty crazy day yesterday. We camped 2 nights ago in Lake Virginia, and plan was to get to Vermilion Valley Ranch last night, which we did. Goodale Pass, and hiked directly to the Vermilion Valley Ranch. It was still a pretty long day, about 16 miles, and we basically started the day getting out of our tent and seeing a pile of hailstones that had hit us the night before in a thunderstorm.
Covered the landscape.
And then hiking through a lot of rain and eventually snow as we got to the top of Goodale Pass. It became kind of difficult to follow the path, but we were able to follow some footsteps of some other hikers and eventually got over the pass. But it was a lot of snow, a lot of rain, maybe some freezing rain, sleet, I don't know. And eventually we got to Vermilion Valley Ranch.
Tell what we're doing today.
Today, I believe we're hiking to, we took the ferry across Lake Edison, which is pretty neat. It's quite, the water's quite low in the lake right now. So we did that, and now we're hiking on our way to, hiked up to Bear Ridge, which we're on now, and we'll be heading to hopefully Marie Lake tonight.
Yeah, yesterday was pretty rough. Good. But Vermilion Valley Resort was pretty cool. All backpackers get a free beer there. It reinvigorated us. We woke up to no rain, luckily. It was nice. We stood around a campfire there at night, talking to other hikers who are doing the JMT, or some are doing the Pacific Crest Trail, which goes from the tip of California up to Canada. So it was pretty interesting hearing from some of them. Yeah, yesterday was a bad day. It was rainy. We were wet. He was too nice. We were wet all day. My feet are still wet. We're kind of hoping to see sunshine today because we haven't seen the sun in a few days. So yesterday was one of those days that tested me and really made me think or wonder if I wanted to continue. So there were a few guys who were quitting last night at the resort. So they were going to try to get transportation to Fresno. So I thought about joining them if it was pouring this morning, if we woke up to that.
My arms are getting tired.
But luckily, it was okay when we woke up and I decided to continue, so.
All right, a lot of rain in the last 24 hours. Some of our creek crossings have been somewhat treacherous. This one not quite as treacherous as others. Here we go, one more creek crossing. Oh, we took the easy way out. Come on.
Day 7. We didn't quite make it to Muir Lake, but we're about a little over a mile away in our tent because it's drizzling out. Looks like it's trying to get brighter out though, and we're hoping it does because we have a beautiful view out there if it does.
And spaghetti and meatballs to eat.
Yeah, right now, Mark, we're just snacking on some beef jerky, but that's it. It'll be better soon. Everything we own is damp, but hopefully tomorrow the sun will be out all day. Okay, the drizzling has basically stopped. We were lucky overall all day. It was cloudy, but no rain until just a bit ago, and it didn't rain for too long, about an hour, 2 hours maybe. But we have a beautiful view here. Hopefully the weather improves, because this could be really nice. Fortunately the clouds are not ideal for the photography, but it's a beautiful sight we found.
Go.
Okay, it's Saturday, July 11th, day 8. It's going to be a beautiful day finally. The sun is out, there's no clouds around. We have a beautiful campsite here. There's a waterfall over there, which I don't know if you can see. And a beautiful little running stream here with a nice reflection.
This is the first time we've seen the sun in 2 days.
Yes, and it feels excellent.
Alright.
My feet smell too. We're at Muir Lake. This is where we were supposed to stay last night, but we didn't quite make it. It's beautiful. Today we are headed to John Muir Ranch, where we're going to pick up our final shipment of food, and then that's it for the next 8 or 9 days. We have to carry everything, no more civilization.
They're mostly dry though, it's just...
Okay, so we are at the Muir Trail Ranch. We just got our resupply. As you can see, these are all buckets in here of other people's resupply. Everyone over here is filling their packs up with their stuff. Our feet hurt a lot. We have blisters, but we'll make it. Oh, and our bags all weigh approximately 42 pounds now. We have 8 or 9 days worth of food, so 42 pounds on our back, which is why we have blisters. So in case you're wondering what's in the bear canister that I'm carrying, well, here it is. I have 9 dry froze meals that are my dinners for tonight and the next 8 days. I'll zoom in so you can see some of the varieties. I have then 4 unopened beef jerky bags, so that's good. Every 2 days I get one. Got some coffee mix here, some other things. My breakfast, Pop-Tarts. Mark and Sue do more cooking. For breakfast I just like my Pop-Tarts. And then that is pretty much it. Got my garbage, and this here is the last of my wine that I'm going to drink tonight and one other night. Okay, this was our campsite last night. It's now day 9. Unfortunately, last night around 7 it started drizzling and then raining, so we went to bed pretty early. There's a stream down there. You can tell all of our stuff's lined up. This is what we have to do every day. Figure out the best way to pack it into the bag. It's a lot more thinking than you might think. So that is where we just came from. We just hiked up here. Again, day 9, and we're more than halfway done. We've reached our halfway mark.
On our way to Evolution Basin. There's a little bit of a waterfall here. Alright, so we're here in Kings Canyon National Park, hiking through the Evolution Basin. Eventually to Evolution Lake.
And then hopefully we're staying at
Wanda
Lake. And we are more than halfway through officially. So we've dealt with everything. Mosquitoes, rain, snow, thunder, hail, pain. Any thoughts on being halfway done?
Blisters. Well, it's sad.
Sad?
Yeah, because it's not going to be
I get happier every day.
But it's awesome.
It is awesome. I'm excited to do this.
We learn from our mistakes each day. Each day gets easier.
Had a stream crossing today. That was fun.
Oh yeah, he ruined his camera in the stream.
Hopefully
Hopefully not. Hopefully it'll dry out.
To take it out of my pocket.
We're at Evolution Lake right now.
It's awesome.
It is awesome.
It's terrific. Outstanding. Beautiful.
Almost at our campsite. We've been going uphill all day long from our campsite, which was down in the canyon, and then through some meadows, and then up, and then eventually we were at Evolution Lake, and then Sapphire Lake, and next we're headed to our campsite, which is called Wanda Lake. These are tadpoles swimming in the lake. This is the main lake. And we're at our campsite now at Wanda Lake, which is beautiful. Make noise, they all come out. Look at there's thousands of them. Hey you guys. It's kind of gross actually. Not a big fan. Well, while I'm recording, I guess I'll also say I'm enjoying this very much, but I also do miss home. I miss Radek. I miss sleeping in. I miss home-cooked meals. All those things. Be home in 10 days.
This is the end of day 9 on our JMT adventure. But definitely, I think, my favorite day on the trail because it was beautiful. Coming up Kings Canyon and Evolution Valley and Evolution Lake, Sapphire Lake, Wanda Lake. and my calluses and blisters didn't hurt as much as they did yesterday, so that was a side bonus. And it's pretty cool. We went from 8,100 feet in elevation approximately to 11,400. So for those of you who aren't good at math, that's quite a climb in almost 14 miles. That's a lot of climbing, but this view and this site that we have tonight really make it totally worthwhile. I don't even know which way to look. Looking this way, we have this view, but I'm going to run over to here because looking the other way, we have the lake view, which is equally as impressive, but a little bit more windy and kind of cold. A bunch of us, I think the three of us all wish we had brought hats, like warm hats, but we didn't bring them. But this is the other side. So it's pretty amazing, and I think when the sun goes down a little more, we're going to have a lot of really interesting orange clouds to photograph. That's it. All right. Okay, it's day 10. It's Monday, July 13th. Beautiful, beautiful day, finally. It was nice yesterday also. We're all dry and happy to be dry. This is the John Muir hut. It was erected in his memory. It's beautiful up here. We're on the Muir Pass. And over here is where we stayed last night. We look at that tip farthest away to the right, the furthest lake. That's Wanda Lake, and now we're headed to Helen Lake. The other thing I was going to add, unfortunately we're going to have to limit our picture taking a little bit. Mark's phone's battery is almost dead. His camera stopped working, and unfortunately Sue's camera went from full to low battery like that. Last night was beautiful. We were taking tons of pictures because the sunset made the rocks all red. So maybe a little bit too much picture taking, so we have to cut it back. Alright, it was a long, long day. 14 miles all downhill. 13. My feet hurt. She said 14. That's what she said. So my feet hurt, my body's achy, but this makes it all worthwhile because it's fun. Get downhill. One. Huh? Yeah, lizards too. Hope you don't get washed downstream. Godspeed. Okay, this is our campsite for tonight, right next to this waterfall. Nice site. Wasn't sure what tonight's site would look like, but it's pretty nice. Got a nice fire pit,
So we're gonna have a fire. We got great views in that direction. All these evergreens are really nice. Oops, sorry. Okay, it's day 11. We're hiking uphill all day today. Yesterday we came down all day. Down there, somewhere in there, is where our campsite was. But that's where we came from. And we're going to be hiking uphill for about 11 miles today. You can't see the top because it curves around. Uphill is painful on your body. Downhill is way more painful on your feet. That's what we've figured out. Alright, it's like an hour or two later. Oh, go ahead.
Hiking up Mather Pass. It's unfortunate that I miscalculated our distance for today.
Especially considering we're going uphill most of the day.
17 miles from our previous campsite, which might be a little bit much after our 4,000 foot climb of Mather Pass. But we'll see.
How far do you think we've come? Any clue?
Over 10,000 feet. Well,
and what's the top of this?
We've come up 10,000. We've come to 10,000.
Yes.
Come up 2,000.
It's up 2,000 feet so far.
Okay, a couple hours to go.
No problem.
Okay, it's about an hour, hour and a half later than the last video. This is Lower Palisade Lake. We are going to take a dip/bath in this lake after all that uphill. We still have a lot of uphill to go. We're probably going up somewhere over there, so that's it. I'm also going to do some laundry here, I think, eat lunch. We're getting closer to the top, but luckily the clouds came out, which is making it a little bit cooler. Probably another hour to go.
Alright, my name is Martin. I'm from San Jose, California. Work in Mountain View, California as a city planner, and I've been trying to keep up with the Mountain Lake Hiking and Photography Club. It's been pretty challenging. You guys are fit.
Mountain Lakes, Livingston, and Madison.
Mountain Lakes. It's Mountain Lakes, right?
Yep, you got it.
So I'm 29 years old, and I weigh 175 pounds.
Alright, we're at the top of Mather Pass.
Right,
it was quite the climb, pretty brutal. 4,000 feet elevation gain, over 11 miles. Pretty intense. Any thoughts?
Where we came from.
Really? This is Martin over here. We've hiked with him a few times. He just introduced himself. He's charging some stuff. Over there, somewhere over yonder, is the lake we were swimming in. Well, more like dived into and then jumped right back out. Sadly, we still have how many miles to go, possibly?
Depends on how far we go.
Up to 6 miles.
But yeah, but 6 miles. It's only 2 o'clock. Like,
Oh yeah, we can make
the
it.
trail looks.
We'll do it. Okay, it's day 12, Wednesday, July 15th. Once again, we're above 12,000 feet elevation at Pinchot Pass. Came 8 miles from Mather Pass.
Back in that direction.
Didn't quite make our destination. We went 16 miles instead of 17, so today we got the extra mile to make up. Last night our site was okay, but I slept about 11 hours because there was mosquitoes and I was beat. We all also sustained some injuries, mine first. I fell after about 2 minutes of hiking and scraped my ankle. Sue, would you like to tell about your injury?
I'm fine.
Hers was minor. She just slipped, and Mark.
And we had a beef jerky incident.
Yeah, yeah.
It's part of a tooth. But
So we are now on the first suspension bridge. It's a one person at a time bridge. First one of these that we're doing. It's actually pretty shaky up here, but cool. I am exhausted. We've come, I think, like 11 miles and we still have another 4 to go.
Alright, so here we are in a campsite in Dollar Lake. Today we hiked over Pincho Pass and down Woods Creek and then another 4 miles up here to Dollar Lake, so around 16 miles total. It's another rough day.
Rough day.
We've had some equipment issues. Our tent zipper doesn't work. It's ripped in a corner. It's a seam in the center.
Mark's camera never came back.
Yeah.
I'm on my second battery, which I wasn't expecting, but thank you Chris for getting it for me. Otherwise I'd be out already and this wouldn't be happening.
Luckily our shovel still works.
The poop shovel, you mean?
Yes.
It was a long day, all up, down, up, and luckily at the end we have this beautiful view here. Oh, besides that, with the technology, we have not had cell phone access for a while.
Solar charger doesn't
Oh
work.
yeah, solar charger stopped working. We're hoping that our family's not worried about us because we've never gone this long without without having contact. This is the view from right by our tent. Forgot to add 1 or 2 things to the video from before. Sorry about the shake, that was a mosquito.
They're still on you.
Still on me. Anyway, beautiful sight obviously. 48 miles to go and that's it to summit, including climbing Mount Whitney. So we're pretty excited about that. 4 more days. Also, Mark had to do surgery on these rocks to me before because I had blisters that needed to be popped and I don't like needles, which was nice of him to do.
One important thing to consider for a trip of this nature is
Ooh, you got a lot of facial hair.
is to take care
Take
care of your feet. All right, all of us have had feet issues, but
yes.
you need to have good socks, dry socks. I looked out and found some Lubriderm at the Muir Trail Ranch that somebody was getting rid of, and that's
One more thing that I was going to add is that it's a lot of miles. Most people are doing the trail in more than 15 days. When they hear, or 16, when they hear we're doing it in 16, they're like, whoa, you must be really booking it. But for Mark and Sue, the marathon runners, that's a lot easier than for people like me. But I'm surviving. Day 13 and we are in the Ray Lakes area. doing my daily laundry. You may have noticed that I have 3 shirts, 2 shorts. I just keep rotating, and I do laundry every day. And then you wait overnight and hope the next day that they dry. Alright, it's day 13. Our campsite is just a short walk from here. Look at the view, it's amazing. We've got a view in every direction. Today and yesterday, the last few days have been a little bit rough because I've been very low on energy. Today to go up Glen Pass, it almost killed me, but I made it. A little bit worried about tomorrow because it's even higher, but I'll make it. We really aren't eating enough to make up for the calories that we're burning because we can only carry so much. Luckily, the nice guy Martin gave us some extra food because he had extra food. So he's also supposed to help us out with getting transportation at the end of our trip, so he's a nice guy. But yeah, a couple more days to go. So up there somewhere is where we're headed tomorrow. One of those points. The last pass we'll have to do. 36.1 miles to go. That includes summiting Mount Whitney, the tallest mountain in the contiguous United States. But hopefully I'll have enough energy to do it. We are hungry throughout the day. All we're having is breakfast, dinner, and small little snacks for lunch. Keep hoping someone just drops a bag of Doritos out of the sky for me. That would be nice. Here comes another one. So this is the marmot. They like to hang out on the passes. Happens to be Mark's favorite animal. Oh, they're cute.
Caught a bunch of fish there. Had ourselves a fish fry for dinner. That's awesome. Oh.
Okay, we're leaving Kings Canyon National Park, about to enter Sequoia National Park. We're at Forester Pass, 13,200 feet elevation. I feel much better today than I did yesterday. Yesterday I felt like crap. I didn't even want to make a video. I felt so crappy.
Do we not make it?
So much better day today. Not sure if it's because of my 960 calorie macaroni and cheese or because we're getting closer to Mount Whitney, but much happier today. Beautiful every direction here. This is my favorite pass so far. Sue summed it up pretty nicely on the way up here about it. What did you say?
Yeah, the beauty of the whole trip is both in the grandeur and the enormity of the views, but also in the tiny little flowers tucked between rocks and the minuscule beauty.
Which we thought of when we saw you. We weren't even far away from you, and you were like a little speck in the mountains. So it's day 14 still. We feel like we just landed on a different planet. It looks completely different than anything we've seen so far. I don't really quite know how to describe it, but
even my beef jerky tastes different here.
So it's day 14, Friday the 17th of July, 2015. We're cooking dinner. We came across a little bump in the road today. We had a great day, but a few people that we passed heard that Sunday is supposed to be bad weather, which happens to be the day that we were supposed to be summiting Mount Whitney on our day 16. So now we may be cutting it back and doing a lot more tomorrow and actually climbing up Mount Whitney tomorrow on our 15th day and then camping at the base of that and hiking out on Sunday in the rain. But there's a ranger station along the way, so we're going to get up really early, find out what the ranger has to say about the weather for Sunday, and then make our decision based on that. We have 3 meals left, so I'm going to cook a little bit more tonight. Sue, what's your dinner for tonight?
I am making couscous, and I'm putting in mushrooms and vegetables and chicken and bacon bits, throwing pine nuts on
Fancy
top.
schmancy. Mark and I are a little bit more boring with our
Jamaican style jerk rice and chicken?
well, I'm having spaghetti and meat sauce, and then we're going to split the second one of these, so that's it.
Alright, we're sitting on the porch of the ranger station here. Michael has something to say.
The ranger is not here. Can we show the building? It's cool. So now we don't know what we're doing. So we may be doing the mountain today. We may be doing it tomorrow. Good job. Day 15, Saturday, July 18th. That's what we think is Mount Whitney up there. Not 100%, pretty sure, 98% sure. Probably gonna go up it today. We thinking? What are we thinking?
Spend $80 on beef jerky.
We did spend $80 on beef jerky, and only to chip your tooth.
Action.
So our decision is we're gonna go up today. So we have to fill
Mount
up a couple
Whitney, he's
bottles,
talking about.
fill up a couple bottles of water. I haven't talked about that yet. We haven't gotten sick yet, but the process is fill it up. Then use 2 iodine tablets in each bottle. You have to shake it up, let it sit for 30 minutes, and you're good to go.
Except for the cryptosporidium.
You say so.
Filming?
Yes.
Alright, right now, I'm making a big pot of mashed potatoes for the climb in Mount Whitney.
So we have 2 pretty
Lots of
steep
carbs.
miles to go. It's 11 a.m. 2 steep miles to go from here. It's going to be rough. That's with packs. Then we get to take our packs off and then do 2 miles without our packs to the actual summit, there and back without the pack. Also will be a challenge, but at least no pack. So that's the plan. Then tonight we camp at the base of that trail basically, and then hike out tomorrow. Over yonder is Guitar Lake, where we just ate lunch. From there, the next 2 miles, we have to go up 2,500 feet. And then from there we have another 2 miles up the last 500 feet. Stopped for a break. It seems like we came about a mile. Unfortunately, we're hearing some thunder, and then there's some storm clouds off in the distance. We haven't gotten an updated weather report, but we originally heard storms tomorrow. We're hoping the weather holds out today so we could get up there today. Otherwise, I don't know if we're getting up there. Okay, 1.9 miles to go to the peak. Trying to make a decision if we should go or not. Weather is not looking great. Views from here are fantastic already.
Above this thing, we have to go this way.
Alright, I think we made the executive decision to not go up there. It's thundering. It really goes against anything that you're taught about safety. We actually did bump into the ranger, and she said she wouldn't risk it, so we're thinking we'll go to camp and maybe get up at the butt crack of dawn.
The what crack?
And hope that it's not raining in the morning and that we could do it in the morning. Otherwise, I guess we're not doing it. Well, we'll see. We're all in a pretty pissy mood. Made it this far. Hopefully tomorrow morning we can do it. Our camp is 2 miles from here, so we could come back tomorrow. It'll be be 2 miles plus 2 miles to the... That is it right there. We didn't make it today. I'm sure my parents are pretty happy that we didn't do it. Some people are still making their way up there. That's it. Highest point in the contiguous United States. Hopefully tomorrow morning we make it. Hopefully we don't wake up to rain and more thunder and lightning. Alright, the peak is back in the sun. We just came down about a mile, but I just stopped them and said we gotta turn around and go back up. Tomorrow could be rainy, so we're putting our packs down and we're trying it again. We're headed back up there. I know we're not the most decisive people, but we're turning around and going back down because now it's snowing. There's the peak again. Yes, it's snowing. Yeah. So ultimately we didn't end up going up the mountain.
Right now it's snowing
It's snowing pretty hard. We're in our tent, a little bit cold.
The wind's blowing.
It's been an interesting afternoon. I think we're glad we didn't go to the top because we probably could have made it, but it was a bit more of a risk than we wanted to take. Especially Sue, she has kids. We don't. But we probably could have. Anything in life is a risk, but that was a little bit more of a risk.
Well, we would have been fine.
We would have, but we didn't know, and the weather changes in 5 minutes. You know,
Except for now.
Except now it's just going to keep snowing and being cold. But I think there's a slight chance that we might do it tomorrow morning. But I highly doubt that that's going to happen because we're now 4 miles down. I don't know that I want to go 4 miles back up, then back down, and then another 5 to, you know, the trailhead. And then from there we got to either hitchhike or figure out a way to get to Lone Pine. So it's going to be an interesting day. But that's it. See the snow coming down.
Sorry, did I use bad language?
No, you used...
Alright, so this is the summit of Mount Whitney. As I'm going to show you, I can't see anything. So there's clouds in every direction. Here's the hut up here. And there we go. So nothing. We headed down very shortly because the weather doesn't look good.
So we're back down at the bottom. Sue and I came right down and didn't do the summit because it was snowing, cold. The weather changed in 20 minutes. We didn't know what to expect. It would have been 4 miles, steep uphill, then another 4 back down, and then another 5 to the bottom. A little too much for us. So we took the 5 miles to the bottom. Actually 6 miles, I think it was, to the bottom. And then met a friendly guy who drove us however far it is, about 10 miles into town here. We're in Lone Pine, where we're staying tonight. Mark did the summit. He can say he did it now. We can't. The view wasn't great because it was pretty cloudy when he was up there. He couldn't see much. So I'm happy with my decision. So it's now December 31st, 2015, last day of the year, and I spent some time today looking back at photos from the JMT and just remembering how amazing it actually was. Some of the highlights would definitely be the amazing views. That's definitely number one on the list there. Every day, throughout the day, there were beautiful views of mountains, lakes, marmots, waterfalls, you name it. And then just knowing that we're able to do 211 miles in only 16 days was quite an accomplishment. Way faster than your average person does it in, so that was pretty amazing as well. Some of the negatives would have to include not having all the food that I wanted at all times, since I am a picky eater and I like to eat a lot. Also being cold most mornings and nights. I wish I had a hat and gloves, which I didn't have next time. But the other downside, the only other negative, was not being able to climb up Mount Whitney on that last day, or second to last day, as planned. Weather didn't cooperate. Oh well, it happens, and that's it. So overall, great trip, and I'll definitely do it again.